Welcome back. It's award show season. This is the DAZN Boxing Show. I go by the name of Barak.
And I'm Barak, the Boxing Bullet.
So nice of you to join us. We've been picking categories all week, and it's time for upset of the year. That's right. This is when a fighter goes into a fight being the underdog, not expected to win, and shocks the world. I mean, in our lifetime, we've seen a lot of big upsets, but we're focused on 2022, Barak, and it's time to give our upset of the year. Now, look, there were a few upsets in 2022. I think that there were not that many, so this wasn't as difficult as knockout of the year. It wasn't as difficult as fight of the year, because I don't think there were that many upsets that were on, fights that were high profile. So even though this particular fight, in my head subconsciously, I didn't think this man was an underdog. I know, the public opinion was different. I mean, most people are casual fans that watch boxing, right? Most people don't really dive into the sport and dissect it like we do. So Barak, you and I both know that this fight was a very dangerous fight for the pound-for-pound king, no question about it. We knew it. We knew going in there, but we still lean towards the pound-for-pound king because he's proven himself since the loss to Floyd Mayweather that he is a phenomenal talent and one of the best of this era, if not the best. So we knew that he would probably find a way to win, but I was very nervous in this fight because we knew how great Demetrius Bivol was. And Barak, my pick for upset of the year has to be Demetrius Bivol back in May, beating the pound-for-pound king at the time, Canelo Alvarez.
To me, that's like damn near disrespectful to say that, because Bivol is a great fighter. I mean,
but that's not saying he's not. He was still the underdog.
If we are, yeah, but not in my mind. If we are truly sweet scientists and we dissect the sport, then we knew that, even though the odds makers might didn't know, we knew that this was too dangerous for Canelo. And I've been saying since he fought Kovalev, I was saying, that wasn't his division. He should be happy with that win and never go back to that division again. He's a small guy. Nobody else who's his size, 5'8", would go up and fight anybody in a 175-pound division. Nobody who's fought at 154 would ever fight at 175.
But you could still see why we would call it an upset. You could still understand.
No, I really don't. I'm so sorry. I really don't. I can't call that an upset. I can't.
It was the biggest shift in the sport. The biggest shift.
I understand that society. I understand that the boxing
No, not society. How much did it change the sport? It literally changed Demetrius Bivol's life. Like, when there's an upset, most of the time, if not every time, it changes the other guy's life. It obviously changes Demetrius. He said to us that he can't even walk the streets now in this country because he is so much more famous after beating Canelo Alvarez. If that's not an upset, I don't know what is. But give me yours.
I mean, if he lost, he'd still be just as famous. He's fought Canelo. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just about being known. It's not like being the best. I just think the biggest upset to me was Josh Warrington versus Alberto Lopez, because I called it, beforehand, no, but seriously, because Josh Warrington was supposed to win. That's just it. Everybody thought he was going to win, Now, I understand people thought Canelo was going to win because they think Canelo's Superman, but he's fighting at 175, and that's way above his natural weight. But Alberto Lopez was not supposed to win, and it was a great performance on his behalf, and I'm glad that the judges gave it to him. Do I want to see a rematch? Yes. I feel like that was the upset of the year.
That was a great upset, no question about it. Chris, Sergio, if at least one of you guys don't agree with me, you're canceled. Let's see what you guys got.
All right, thanks, guys. Well, to me, this is a complete no-brainer. Demetrius Bivol's win over Canelo Alvarez is the biggest upset of the year, hands down. Because think about where these two fighters were going into that fight. Canelo was peaking. He was #1 pound for pound, according to most rankings. He had just come off a 4-belt collecting in 11-month run to become the undisputed champion at super middleweight. He had just flattened Caleb Plant in the 11th round of their fight several months before that. He was at his best. And Demetrius Bivol, what did we think of Dimitri Bivol at the time? Like, yes, he was a 175-pound champion. But look at his recent performances. He was life and death with Craig Richards. He was in a tougher than expected fight with Umar Salaev. Like, he was not looked at as one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in all of boxing. He goes in there, and even though the scorecards say it was close, he dominated Canelo. He won decisively in that fight. That, to me, no question, upset of the year.
It is the upset of the year, and if you remember, Mannix, he was also rocked in a fight that he was winning with Joe Smith Jr. I mean, Joe Smith Jr. is like he's a cinder block, you know, so he got past him as well. But Dimitri Bivol came out of nowhere. We know he was a good, but he started out knocking out everyone. So we thought he was the next Gennady Golovkin, but he hasn't really knocked out his last handful of opponents. So we thought Canelo was going to be able to get past that jab and do what Canelo does with explosive combinations and body punching. We didn't see none of that. We saw complete domination from round 1 to round 12. And forget the scorecards. Dimitri Bivol dominated, and yes, it is your upset of the year. Whenever you beat the #1 fighter in the world in boxing, you need those. You need that award.
This shouldn't even be up for debate.
Barak, just as I expected, both Chris and Sergio agree with me. Biggest upset of the year, no question about it. Dimitri Bivol versus Canelo Alvarez.
I don't mind standing alone, and I don't mind being the smartest.
No, you love standing alone. I
don't mind being the smartest one in the room, and it's okay. I'll deal with you guys.
All right, that's our show for today. Hope you guys enjoyed our upset of the year. Peace and love. Stay safe. See you when we come back.